So a beneficial skill is putting implied main ideas into your own words. If you have read a passage and the main idea was not directly stated, you can really demonstrate your understanding of that passage by creating an effective implied main idea or an effective main idea or topic sentence in your own words. So in the previous paragraphs in the chapter, you've been asked to choose the implied main idea from a list. In general, in life, when you have to infer, when you have to find an implied main idea, you will not have a list of options to choose from. You'll need to figure it out on your own, and you'll need to word it adequately. If you're going to put the main idea in your notes that you're doing on a reading, or if you're going to talk about the reading in a discussion, you really need to be able to express it accurately. So to help identify the topic and the main idea, remember these strategies that were discussed in Chapter 1. Look for repeated words as you read. These could be key words that could help you to identify the topic. And try to mark major supporting details. Remember that we said that major supporting details will often be indicated with signal words or transition words or addition words, okay? We'll discuss more transition words in the relationships chapters coming up in this text, but for now, these are some of the words that can help you to find major support. So let's look at this paragraph together and figure out the topic. We want to look for keywords or repeated words throughout to try to find the topic. All people have a strong need to belong to groups, stemming from evolutionary pressures that increased people's chance of survival and reproduction when in groups rather than in isolation. This need may also be driven by the desire to feel protected against threat and uncertainty in everyday life or to gain a greater sense of personal and social identity. Moreover, people join specific groups in order to accomplish things that they cannot accomplish as individuals. Neither symphonies nor football games can be played by one person alone, and many types of work require team effort. Further, people join groups because of their social status and identity that they offer. An important part of people's feelings of self-worth comes from their identification with particular groups. Even a relatively low-status group can be a source of pride for individuals who are held in high esteem within that group. Being big fish in small ponds can make people feel good about themselves, particularly people from individualist cultures. Finally, people may join groups simply because they like the members and want to have the opportunity to interact with them. So some of the key words that we can see in this passage are being circled here. We see belong to groups, groups, join specific groups, join groups, groups, group, group, join groups. What could the topic be? The topic is joining groups, or more specifically groups. What is the implied main idea of the paragraph? In other words, what is the point that the author has made about groups? Think for a moment and we'll see what it is. So we can see some of the supporting details. The major details here are reasons why people join groups. So what could be an implied main idea about that? People join groups for a number of reasons. So in longer passages, there could be implied central ideas. You may have to infer the thesis of a longer passage, like an essay or a chapter. Typically, in a piece of academic writing, the author will try to make the central idea clear, but there will be situations where it won't be directly stated, so you may have to come up with something that covers most of the passage. It's the same basic principle. What is this about? So what is this passage about? That's the topic. And what is the point that the author is making about the topic? That is the main idea or the central idea. And then looking at the support, you can think to yourself, does basically everything here support that central idea that I came up with? And if so, then you found the correct central idea. So quick review. We know that authors sometimes imply or suggest a main idea without stating it clearly. This is called an implied main idea. You must figure out the main idea by considering the support. When you think you know the point about the topic, you can test it by asking, does everything here support this point? To find implied central ideas in longer readings, you must look closely at the supporting material. So if you understand the support, you should be able to infer the main ideas in most cases. The next couple of chapters will be about relationships between ideas, and that will talk about organizational patterns for entire passages as well as the words that can be used to express the relationship between ideas.